the transition you're in right now, just moving on into something different, in your
You gotta
life.
trust it.
Yeah.
You gotta trust it. That's the whole thing with faith, is belief in what you can't see. That's where I'm at right now, and I trust it because each time I step out on faith,
Yeah.
that's when He catches you.
Seriously, yeah.
He gets joy from knowing that you trust Him,
True.
and to do that, like, come on, just jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm gonna catch you.
Right now, I am focusing on building my brand.
Ooh, talk about it right quick.
And
Tell the people. Tell the people.
pretty much, I am value. I have a lot of value. Just from,
I'm glad you said it. The more people need to realize that they have value, that you are worthy. I had about 20 agents come to my house. All of them had to interview with my parents, without me there.
Okay.
First, they had to pass through that wall of my parents and my sister.
Okay.
And Mel ain't rocking. Each level, my faith was getting tested and tested and tested. In college, when I got injured, in college, after I didn't get drafted, like, my faith was tested. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, practice squad, your faith is tested.
When you got that call, like, to New Orleans Saints, like, describe that feeling.
That's not how it went down.
Okay.
That's not how it went down. I didn't get a call from them until after the draft.
Okay.
Right. So after the draft was over, now all these teams are hitting up my agent. A whole list of teams are hitting. I'm like, yo, the draft was a couple hours ago.
Right.
Like, what?
Why did you call? Like,
What's what's the sense of urgency now?
Right.
Right. At the time, I didn't know what the sense of urgency was. I didn't see how they saw it. I'm just thinking, I got a list of emotions going on right now. Like, I just didn't get drafted. I'm like, I failed.
All right, welcome to Talks with Tay. I'm here with Brandon Coleman, former NFL player. We went to Bishop McNamara High School together.
Mustang gang.
So I definitely wanted, to bring him out here. We're just gonna talk pretty much, and
For sure.
we kind of have like the same, journey with with your sports. But you accomplished a lot that I just, I feel inspired by, and I just want to learn about you more.
Yeah.
So.
My journey to the league has been, one of the paths least taken. Going from college, undrafted free agent, and then going to the league. It was, it was one of those things where this isn't what I planned, but you gotta go with the flow. I had my foot in the door. Was able to take it one step at a time. I was able to build each year. Made a name for myself. Putting the work in, staying, keeping a low profile, trying to be. It's hard when you're 6'6", keep a low profile, but I did what I could, and I made the most of it. I think I had a great impact on the city of New Orleans, and it's just it's been a great journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go all the way back to McNamara.
Okay.
So when we were in high school, and talk about what was your mindset when you were trying to get that scholarship, or what was because for me, I felt like I was so focused, I really I didn't really talk much. I stayed in myself.
I thought I was quiet until you came to school. I said, yo, she's got to be the most humblest player, and she's killing it. Nobody wants to say, she not saying nothing to nobody though. But my mindset, I was focused. But I didn't come to high school thinking that I was going trying to get as many scholarships as I could.
Right.
That kind of happened over time too. That kind of happened, after my sophomore year. I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and it's just all right. What do I need to do to stay on track, grades wise, performance wise on the field, on the court? Because don't forget, and I used to get on the basketball court too.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that. Like, so was that a tough decision, or did you know, like, yo, I'm gonna play football?
Nah, it was a tough decision because before that it was basketball and football, basketball and football. And I actually miss playing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I wonder things would have been so different if I'd have took that left instead of that right at that fork in the road. Things would have played out way different.
Right.
But who knows? I made that decision. I don't regret it. But basketball was fun. Just being especially at McNamara,
Yeah.
the gym,
atmosphere.
the atmosphere, the competition. We got live. We was live.
Yeah.
WCAC is competition.
Right.
Every game, we were competing. Against some good teams.
Yeah.
We had a squad.
No, for sure. So I don't know if this is true, but I heard Rutgers. Did they like fly like to come see you or something like that? Like something
To
like
McNamara?
Yeah, like they flew the plane or
A plane? No. No way.
It was a rumor.
Where you heard that from?
Yo, it was a rumor that a helicopter came to McNamara
That's so crazy.
to be with Brady
A
Coleman. I swear.
helicopter? If that did happen, nah, that couldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened. But that story sounds great though. Like, I might start telling that story. like Thanksgivings and family reunions and stuff. Yo, 10 years from now, when like my kids come up,
Yeah.
that's gonna be funny.
So like, all right, so come down senior year, or was it junior year? Did you know like you started thinking about what school you want to go to coming down to Rutgers?
Yeah, starting around junior year, I think I had started to narrow the process down. Rutgers definitely made a good first impression on me when they came to visit. Keep in mind, I was still young.
Yeah.
I didn't know everything that I know now through experience, but
Right.
at that moment in time, everything was all good.
Right.
And I went up there, took a visit, and I was like, man, this felt right.
Right.
This felt right. So I went with my gut decision right there.
Yeah. And then college, I know we talked about it a little bit, but how was it just being a college athlete? Like, I mean, for me personally, looking back, I feel like okay, like I wouldn't take it back. Like it was definitely like an honor to play on that level D1.
Yeah, for
get
sure.
that experience.
For
but
sure.
I would never go back and do it again. Like that's how I feel personally. Cause
Why? Hold on. Let me ask you why.
man, like it was just like it was just so much just to play basketball. It felt like more than a job. It was just like kind of like two jobs, man. Like, cause you had school,
Listen.
basketball full time.
Yeah, listen. That was a struggle for sure. I don't even know. Some of it is like it's bits and pieces I remember now,
Right.
even though it's not that far removed.
Yeah.
But it's still like so much has happened since then
Yeah.
that it's hard to But for the most part, man, college. So are you asking if I would do it again?
Pretty much.
I want to be sure I answer the question.
Cause like all of
It's
my
it's some pros and cons. Okay?
Okay.
It's some pros and cons because some of the pros I have was the relationships that I had with my teammates, the fun that we had,
Right.
On that side of things.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Like the bond that the games and the travel and that stuff was cool.
Right.
The locker rooms. But then you got the politics and the business, and then I wouldn't go back for that.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
I wouldn't go back for that.
I feel you.
Nah. Yeah, even because even if you want to talk about the whole should players get paid and all that stuff. So I remember when I first got on my jersey in the bookstore, I was like,
Oh, that's interesting.
that was dope.
Yeah.
Then I was like, hold on, we don't get nothing out of this. They
Yeah.
was like, no name on the back, it's just a number, right? So then I started looking back on the other guy. I didn't really pay too much attention to it before that.
Right.
I started looking back at the other guys before me who had jerseys in the store.
Mhm.
Ray Rice, Brian Leonard,
Right.
Kenny Britt, jerseys like that.
Right.
I was just like, dang, nothing?
Yeah.
Nobody? These guys were on a whole nother level from than where I was at the time.
Right.
So I was like, nothing?
Right.
Where all this going?
Right.
That's so crazy.
Right.
That was so crazy to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
like,
go back for that either.
Now,
Because if I go back, I need something. I need something.
but like now, isn't there like I think they get like a stipend, something
Yeah.
like that. Because my senior year, I
Yeah.
started getting a little money,
Yeah.
but it's still like,
Yeah, see, I ain't get the Pell.
yeah.
I ain't get nothing.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was out here.
Yeah.
I ain't had time to get no job.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Was just out here.
Yeah. So like, how was that experience? Like, if you don't get any extra money, and you don't have a job, like, how did you grind? Like, how did you kind of like finesse it, really?
Man, listen, it was. I don't even remember, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how I got by.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think my parents helped me out a little bit,
Yeah.
but I was just budgeting.
Yeah.
Like, the little bit that they gave me, they ain't give me much. They gave me enough. All right, you gotta make this last.
Right.
Say no more.
Right. So in your transition after college, how was that when I don't know, you had like an agent, or did you sit down and talk with your coaches like, hey, I want to play pro, like?
Yeah, definitely sat down with the coach, put me in contact with a couple agents, and my parents were heavily involved in that process, was something I was very, very grateful for. Not a lot of guys have that advantage.
Right.
So they did a screening process
Okay.
before I even got to the interview.
Okay.
The agents that interviewed with my parents, because I had a list of them lined up, so they was coming to my door.
Right.
Say I had about 20 agents come to my house.
Yeah.
All of them had to interview with my parents, without me there.
Okay.
First, they had to pass through that wall of my parents and my sister.
Okay.
And Mel ain't rocking. So so they narrowed it down to 5.
Yeah.
All right, we think these 5 out of this 20
Interesting.
is worthy of your time.
Okay.
So then that's when I come to the table.
Okay.
They make their presentation to me, and I chose out that.
Wow.
Right? So not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was so thankful that I ain't had the stress to deal with weeding all this. They wanted me to focus on what I was supposed to be doing.
Focus on your craft.
Man, I was so thankful for that.
That's crazy.
Looking back at it, I was so thankful. Even in the moment, I was thankful. But now,
Yeah.
just seeing how, listen, I can't express enough how grateful I was for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, that's love. That's real. I don't think I've heard a story like that before.
Man, that was they handled it so cool, calm, and collective too. But they weeded out so many of the distractions.
Right. Right.
So many. Nah, I'm good. They would call me with the report too. Listen, they had a whole yellow pad, pros and cons.
Yeah. Yeah.
We would go over it after they left.
Dang.
What was it? Skype at the time.
That's crazy.
I ain't had FaceTime yet. I
Yeah.
know that. We ain't had FaceTime. Damn, that's crazy.
So, all right, you went through your family pretty much helped you, find that agent, find that foundation before you put yourself out there, which is great.
Yeah.
So then after that, when you got that call, like, to New Orleans Saints, like, describe that feeling.
That's not how it went down.
Okay.
That's not how it went down. I didn't get a call from them until after the draft.
Okay.
Right. So after the draft was over,
Yeah.
now all these teams are hitting up my agent.
Okay.
A whole list of teams are hitting. I'm like, yo, the draft was
Yeah.
a couple hours ago.
Right.
Like, what?
What? Why did you call like
What's
yeah?
the what's the sense of urgency now?
Right.
Right?
That
I
makes no
now at
sense.
the time I didn't know what the sense of urgency was. I didn't see how they saw it. I'm just
Mm.
thinking, I got a list of emotions going on right
Right.
now. Like I just
Right.
didn't get drafted. I'm like this. I failed.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
That was the goal.
Right.
That's what I thought. At the time, that's what I thought success was.
Yeah.
So I was emotionally a wreck. Now
Mhm.
y'all really want my attention.
Mm.
I don't really know how to process this right now,
Mhm.
and y'all telling me I gotta choose like
Right.
right now. I can't. Can I process it?
Right. Right. That's real.
Nothing.
It's real.
I had to make a decision between a few teams, and I chose New Orleans. After talking to my agent, this had to be less than. This all went down in less than 2 hours.
Wow. After the draft.
After the draft, this all went down in less than 2 hours.
Wow. So you said all the how many teams do you remember?
It was at least 8 to 10.
Okay, that's a lot to break down in 2 hours.
I said, "What?
Dang.
Y'all crazy."
Yeah.
I was a wreck,
Yeah.
but I feel like I know I made the right decision though.
That's good.
I know I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Choosing to go down to New Orleans for all the reasons that I did. Every one of them played out the way it was supposed. Everything played out the way it was supposed to. That's the crazy part.
Right.
Everything happens for a reason. You
Yeah.
might not in the moment. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
In that moment, I couldn't see what I see now.
Right.
That I had to go through that again. Like
Yeah.
it was cool though.
Yeah.
Like now looking back on it, now it's a part of my story. Now it allows me that chance to tell this story. Like it's authentic.
Right. Yeah, that's real. All right. So my next question for you is, you said like everything happens for a reason. And I just from following you, like for social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're always like studying the Bible, like or like reading and.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably tell me more, but just talk about how like your faith, how that plays like a big role in your life.
Man, that's been keeping me so grounded throughout these years. That's how I was brought up. I really didn't start to get into a personal relationship with Jesus Christ until probably college.
Mm.
High school started out with FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yeah.
Our former coach Bryce Bevel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bryce with the freak show. He was the chaplain, of that, and he had us doing the FCA once a week. So I started doing that, but I was just kind of just doing it, to be honest. Like looking back, I was just going but I was building habits.
Yeah.
Right. I was building a routine of starting to do this.
Right.
Got to college. First thing I did was seek out another type FCA, but they called it AIA.
Okay.
Athletes in Action.
Okay.
So that was, all the athletes. It wasn't just, at the time we think in high school we just had the football players.
Yeah.
But now we got all the athletes in action doing once a week, and I got into that. Started to get a little bit better with that, and then when I got to NFL, we would have Bible study as well, once a week. And that was my church for real because so we playing on Sundays now.
Sure.
But then each level, my relationship just kept getting growing and growing and growing. Each level, my faith was getting tested and tested and tested. In college, when I got injured, in college, after I didn't get drafted, like my faith was tested. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's real.
Practice squad. Your faith is tested. But each time your faith is tested, it's a chance for you to grow spiritually.
Right.
It builds your spiritual endurance. That's what the word talks about. So, even in this transition period for me right now, my faith is being tested. Am I going to trust that this was a part of his plan. Am I going to get weary? Am I going to fear that I don't know what, I don't know what the future holds. So what?
Right.
You know, like I know I don't know, but I know who does know.
Right.
And I have faith in that, and I have trust in that. So daily, I've been doing it for over a year now with the daily devotionals. I try to stay consistent and posting those in the morning. And
Right.
the feedback that I get from that though,
Yeah.
like you'd be surprised how many people will go out of their way to send me a reply saying, "Man, I needed this one,"
Wow.
or
Yeah.
"Thank you," or
Yeah.
screenshot it, or just so many people like, "Man, like you doing this is still giving me hope,"
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
So I'm like, dang, I can't stop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's like a drug.
So yeah, it's like, dang, I
Yeah.
can't stop. So it's like, yo, because I'll do it because I only want, I know, if I get 500 views on it, I
Mhm.
just needed one person to view it.
Mhm.
And to hit one person, then I was good.
Yep.
So that's the real reason I try to stay consistent in doing that.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up, I try to do I try to block out a time, whether it's 30 to 45 minutes. I'm
Mhm.
at a time now where I used to be 5 to 10,
Yeah.
but now I have more time on my hands, so I can,
Right.
with this more time, I like, all right, I can really dive in, I can really get in and study and get context and stuff like that. And my prayer time has increased tremendously. Just
Yeah.
getting more comfortable praying in private. So when it's time to like pray in public, it's not even, I don't even get uncomfortable anymore.
Right.
Before 10 years ago, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
I would, somebody say, somebody bless the food. Now I wasn't doing that. It's even
Yeah.
something as small as that. But now, like, it was kind of like, in Moses. Moses wasn't. He didn't trust when God wanted him to speak. Right? He was
Yeah.
like, "Why me?" He was doubting himself.
Yeah.
He didn't know that he had that inside of him.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing with me. Like, I've given you a gift.
Mhm.
Just use it. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking, what gift?
Yeah.
To talk? I don't like
Yeah.
to talk.
Yeah.
I'm shy, or I'm
Yeah.
an introvert, or
Yeah.
nah, but you have something within you.
Mhm.
You have a presence about you. You have a platform now.
Right. Right.
So just talk.
Yeah. No, that's so real, man. Like,
Yeah.
especially as athletes, it is hard for athletes to, I think, to brand themselves, market
Yeah.
themselves, because you are naturally humble. You are naturally like,
This
you
ain't
know,
me.
yeah,
I mean, you
yeah.
can relate.
Yo,
You
seriously,
can
like,
relate. No, this ain't me.
shoot, I'm pushing myself
I
like out
know.
this box right
And I'm
now.
trying to and me knowing that about you
Yeah.
is like, all right, I'm trying to encourage you at the same time. Like, yo, you asked me to do an interview
Right.
for sure. Like, I can't let you down
Yeah,
because
I
I know you.
appreciate
Cause this is definitely not your comfort zone. This is not mine either. But me, I've been doing it just a little bit longer than you.
that. Right.
So I'm like, all right, let me do this to just help her with this right now. Because listen,
Yeah.
we in the same boat. Like
Yeah.
after this, we're gonna be like, oh my gosh, woo.
Nah, for real. That's real. So one thing I saw, I was listening to TD Jakes yesterday.
Okay.
Came across on my timeline,
It
and
was on IG.
mhm.
Okay. What is it?
The latest one was moving on,
Okay.
and it's interesting you brought up Moses, and he was talking about the scene where Moses was pretty much, he was dealing with a lot of outside forces, like he just didn't have that that support system to move on.
Mm.
And TD Jakes was talking about, pretty much, no matter what your surrounding is, your circumstances, what's going on, just keep moving on, keep pushing forward.
Got to.
And I just feel like just talking to you right now is a great transition. Like the transition you're in right now, just moving on into something different, in your
You gotta
life.
trust it.
Yeah.
You gotta trust it. That's the whole thing with faith, is the belief in what you can't see.
Mm.
That's the whole thing. Like that's where I'm at right now, and I trust it because each time I step out on faith,
Yeah.
that's when He catches you.
Seriously, yeah.
Thank you. Like he gets joy from knowing that you trust Him
True.
and to do that. Like, come on, just jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm gonna catch you. Like that right there is, and the more and more you do that, the more you look back on, oh, He brought me through that
Yeah.
and this.
Yeah.
I know you finna get me through this too.
Yeah.
You gotta have those moments though. You gotta have those moments.
True.
You can't. Yeah. You got to.
So what do you mean you gotta have those moments, like to keep
Like
doing it?
yeah, because like I'm saying, like you gotta have those moments like getting red shirted. You gotta have those moments like. Now I'm not wishing injuries on nobody, but like me having injuries and having every time I got injured. I knew, looking back on it now, I knew that was a time that God was sitting me down to show me where He was about to take me. It was a stage of preparation.
Right.
Every time, especially the last time,
Right.
He was preparing me. He was preparing me for where He's about to take me to. So He needed my undivided attention.
Right.
He needed my undivided attention. That is why, it wasn't to harm me.
Right.
It was just
Yeah.
like
seriously.
it was. He had a different exit strategy for me. Not one completely different than what I thought I had for myself. I'm thinking I'm going to go this route, but all right, now you did what you're supposed to do here. Now I need you over here in this field, but in order to get you here, I need this to happen.
Right.
True. Yeah, so you need things like that to happen to know, like, oh, and then you can build on them, like, okay, you got me through that, you got me through this. I know you're going to get me through this.
Right.
This ain't nothing compared to that.
Right.
And even if it was, you still going to get me through.
True. That's deep. So last question I want to ask you, just to talk about a little bit with my story. Like this summer, I was in Australia just to visit a friend.
Okay.
My former teammate, and I was supposed to come back like in a week because that's what I booked.
Okay.
I ended up being in the right place, right time. Got picked up by a team. You have you ever been in a situation where you were just at the right place, the right time, and everything just worked out?
Yeah. Everything, literally, so many things have been falling into place like that now that it's hard to just pick one. So many things lately, I've been walking in alignment. I've been walking in my purpose, so everything is happening like that. Like you said, you just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
That's you walking in your alignment. That's you being obedient to your calling. Whatever it is that is from the inside is pulling you, gravitational pull towards Australia to go see your friend, you thought.
Right. That's
No. That's alignment. That's you and your purpose. That's like, so many things are happening like that for me right now.
Right.
That is just, it's not unbelievable. It's undescribable.
Right.
But I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Any questions that you may have for me, or any last words you want to get out about your journey and?
So what's next for you?
That's a great question. So
maybe I should be on the other side of this.
Pretty much right now I am focusing on building my brand.
Oh, talk about it right quick.
And
tell the people.
So I've learned just from talking to my mentors. One of my mentors, Pam Miner.
Okay.
Don Napoleon. Pretty much, I am valued. I have a lot of value. Just from.
I'm glad you said it. The more people need to realize that they have value, that you are worthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you realized that.
And my mentors had to sit me down and tell me, like, yo, like, you need to do this.
Keep them around.
Like, and that's what I'm trying to, I don't know how it's going to go. I'm still trying to figure it out, to be honest.
Figure it out on the go. Yeah. Me too. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this business field, this entrepreneurship field. I don't have any previous experience in this, and neither do you into the field you going.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out as we go, though.
Yeah.
And what did we do when we were playing our sports at the beginning?
Well, you gotta learn.
It's a learning curve.
Yeah.
Your learning curve is different from mine.
True.
I had a pattern where my learning curve was so crazy. I got redshirted. Then I got on the practice squad. Now I'm on the practice squad again for entrepreneurship. That's my learning curve. That's my pattern. Yours might be different, but I had to self-assess that about myself, and okay, don't get don't get don't get down on yourself.
Right.
All right, don't get down on
Yeah.
yourself. It's you got to play the long game. It's
Yeah.
chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's where my mindset is, and that's why you see me reading a lot. That's why you see me so focused and just because I know I'm in my purpose. I'm in my alignment right now. And shoot, the last thing I'm gonna finish up with, um, being authentic to myself is these toothpicks.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No, I saw your Insta story. You got a
Yeah.
brand coming out.
Yeah. Listen,
That's what's up.
that's been in the works for a long time.
Okay.
That's been in the works for a long time. That's a habit that started at Rutgers,
Okay.
but coming out soon, very soon.
All right.
I got a. It's like a little teaser.
Yeah.
You know, the brand is on the way though. Like I said, it's chess, not
That's what's
checkers.
up. Yeah.
So just stay tuned. Just
Yeah.
stay tuned.
All right. All right. Well, that's pretty much a wrap. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Talks with Tay with Brandon Coleman. I appreciate you coming out,
For
man.
sure,
It means
Tay.
a lot. And yeah, hope y'all learned something and something different about us.
Cold world, no blanket.
Man, like pretty much me and Twin, we known each other, since what?
Almost babies.
Pretty much.
What, I think maybe fourth grade.
Yeah.
I say, I think honestly, I can remember, if not, you had a teacher named Dr. Bros,
Yep.
and I had a teacher named Miss Wilson. And I think the first time I actually saw you or met you, you were like cooking on a basketball court. And I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know that it was possible for a girl to do what you were doing on the basketball court.